So the kind people over at Frozenbyte sent me a beta copy of Boreal Blade on Steam, which just opened up to beta testing today, November 12th, 2020. Boreal Blade is a team-based melee fighting game with a focus on player versus player combat. From what I can tell, this game aims to simplify the controls of melee fighting while still keeping the mechanics complex. I'll be going over the features currently available during the beta, the fundamentals of the game, and what my takeaways were so far. Thanks for watching. So, on initial launch, everything seemed to work fine. While I would like to see advanced graphic options instead of just basic presets, the game isn't exactly a graphical marvel, so it's not all that important. The game runs just fine, doesn't have any frame rate limitations, and it didn't crash at all while I was playing, so we're all good on that end. The game gives you the option to do a quick tutorial, and it'll teach you the basics, and really only the basics. Once you get past the beginning stages of learning how the swing mechanics work, the tutorial is over, and you are left to read how the rest of the mechanics work on your own, instead of guiding you through the rest of the learning process. This is an example of telling rather than showing, something I think a lot of tutorials make the mistake of doing. I'm hoping that this is something that gets expanded upon in the future, but I'm not sure if it will. To make matters worse, the guidebook that you need to refer to doesn't specifically tell you how to do the moves it's teaching you, or in some cases explains things so vaguely it can lead players to have false impressions on how the game mechanics work. For example, the tutorial guide literally says there is no need to block enemy attacks intentionally in the blocking section, but in the very next section under focus blocking, it states if you block an incoming attack while focusing, your health is replenished and the attacker is stunned for a short while. Would you know how to block after reading these instructions? These instructions are vague at best and literally do not tell you what buttons to press to perform any of the actions. In order to figure this out, I had to go into the controls to see that there is in fact a block button, control. Only upon going in game and having someone explain how blocking actually worked was I able to figure out the game and move on from there. Not exactly a smooth introductory experience in my opinion. The mechanics. The developers over at Frozenbyte have come up with an interesting concept for combat in this game. Attacking is only done with the left click, but that doesn't limit you to one type of attack. When you hold right click, you can aim your attack, and the UI on screen shows you the arc that you're going to be swinging, allowing you to attack from a wide variety of angles without overcomplicating the controls. You can fake or feint an attack by right clicking mid-attack, allowing you to change angles mid-swing, parry, which I haven't quite figured out yet, and dodge. Blocking is actually by far the hardest part about this game, as much as it tries to advertise the opposite. You have to match the incoming attack with your own sword positioning on defense, and there's no UI to tell you which way the swing is coming from, only the visual cues of the enemy swinging his weapon. This is similar to For Honor's blocking system when set to the hardest difficulty. Honestly, if For Honor and Mordhau had a baby, it would end up something like this game's combat. That's the best way I can describe it. The features. So, as it currently sits, this game has game sizes as low as 2 players and as high as 8. There are 2 game modes, Team Deathmatch and Deathmatch. It does not have any single player content besides the tutorial and the practice hall. The game offers character customization, but as it sits, the options are very limited. You earn more costumes and cosmetics as you progress in level. However, I don't see a way to purchase anything or a way to even see what you're unlocking next, so you just kind of get it every time you level up. One real nice feature that I always love in any PvP oriented game is the statistics page. You can see the basics like kills, wins, losses, and all that, but you can also see some cool stuff like throwing weapon accuracy or your average lifespan. Definitely a cool touch. So, what are my takeaways? I'll start by saying that this game is only $3.99. Mechanically speaking, I think it strikes a pretty good balance of casual fun mixed with some skilled gameplay. Anyone can pick this up and just start swinging away, but there is still some room for self-improvement with the skill-based game mechanics. If this sounds like a good enough reason for you and the price point is right, then I think you'll easily enjoy buying this. That being said, as someone who is a big fan of games like For Honor, Absolver, Mordhau, stuff like that, there is one flaw that really hurts this game for me personally, and I haven't talked about it yet. This game has peer-to-peer hosting. For a game aiming to be as reliant on timing and positioning as it is, having peer-to-peer hosting at times just ruins the experience for me. Even when I sorted my games by lowest ping, I was still over 100 ping about 50% of the time. Players would hit me when they shouldn't, I would hit players when I shouldn't, and it just made the game confusing. Pair that with not hitting a button to block, most of the time I couldn't tell if I was making a mistake or if it was just lag. While I understand that this game launched originally on the Switch, I think Steam users are going to have a very different standard for performance, and I hope they do work on the netcode, because that is a real deal breaker for me. All right, so that does it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below if you will or won't be picking up Boreal Blade. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe for more gaming content, and make sure you hit the bell to get notifications every time one of my videos goes live. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. See you in the next one. Peace.